For years, many people believed one simple idea: if you give poor families money, their children's lives will improve. But a new study has surprised everyone. It found that extra money didn't make a big difference. Today, Isaac explains how this study challenges what we thought we knew about poverty and childhood development. It's Wednesday, August 6th. Isaac, you've followed this story for a long time. What exactly was this study about?
This was a major experiment called Baby's First Years. It began about 10 years ago, and researchers wanted to test one big question. Does giving poor families money with no rules and no conditions help their babies grow, learn, and develop better? It sounds obvious that more money should help, right? But no one had ever tested that question in a very scientific way before. So they raised $22 million, recruited 1,000 mothers from hospitals in 4 U.S. cities, and followed them and their babies for 4 years. Half the mothers received $333 a month, no strings attached. The other half got only $20 a month, just for being in the study. The researchers wanted to see if that extra money would improve things like the kids' language, thinking skills, emotions, or even their brain development.
That sounds like a careful study. So what did they find after 4 years?
Well, the results shocked everyone. They found no measurable difference between the children who got the money and those who didn't. The extra money didn't change the children's vocabulary, attention, or emotional behavior. Even brainwave tests showed no difference. Basically, giving poor families extra cash didn't help the kids in the way researchers hoped.
That must have been very surprising, especially because so many experts expected the opposite.
Yes, exactly. The researchers thought that more money would help in 2 main ways. 1, the economic theory. Families could buy better food, safer housing, and more books and toys. 2, the stress theory. With less financial pressure, parents would feel calmer, and that would help their kids emotionally and mentally. All the mothers in this study lived below the poverty line, so an extra $4,000 a year was about an 18% increase in their income. That seemed like enough to make at least some difference. But even though mothers used the money responsibly, buying things for their kids, spending more time with them, it still didn't change the results on any of the 7 main child development measures.
So they spent the money well, but it didn't really change their kids' progress. That's interesting. Did the pandemic affect the study?
That's one of the possible explanations. The pandemic started when the babies were about 1 year old. It brought chaos and stress to everyone's lives. Poor families, especially, faced more pressure, losing jobs or working in unsafe conditions. At the same time, the U.S. government gave out other forms of financial aid during the pandemic. That meant even the families who didn't get the research money still received some help from the government. So the effect of that $333 monthly payment might have been lost or drowned out by all the other support and inflation.
That makes sense. So maybe the timing made it hard to see any clear result.
Exactly. Plus, inflation made the money worth less each year. So even though it started as an 18% income boost, it became smaller and smaller over time. The payments lasted for 6 years, and this report only includes the first 4 years. We'll know more once the final results come out, but for now, there's no strong sign of improvement.
Still, Isaac, if the program had been truly powerful, wouldn't we have seen at least some positive signs?
That's what many people are saying. Some researchers now think the original idea, that small amounts of cash can fix deep social problems, might have been too optimistic. One economist, Greg Duncan, said this study actually made him rethink his long-held views. He still believes that government support is important, but he's now less sure that simple cash payments alone can change a child's life.
Wow. So the results didn't prove that giving cash helps, but also didn't prove that it hurts.
Exactly. That's what's so interesting. The results don't fit either side. Conservatives often worry that free money will make people lazy or cause bad spending. That didn't happen here. The mothers didn't waste the money or quit their jobs. Progressives, on the other hand, hope to see clear improvements in children's growth and development, but that didn't happen either. So the study didn't confirm anyone's beliefs. It just showed how complex poverty really is.
So maybe, Isaac, money alone isn't enough to break the cycle of poverty?
Yes, that's one lesson here. Giving poor families a few $1,000s a year might make life a bit easier, like buying a new coat or paying for childcare, but it doesn't fix all the other problems. Things like bad schools, unsafe neighborhoods, and inequality are still there. So maybe to truly help children, society needs more than just money. Better education, safer communities, and more support overall. As one researcher said, money can help, but it can't solve everything.
Isaac, thank you for helping us understand this important study.
Thank you, Yasmin.